哎呦，这个准度我们看怎么样？不错，不错，不错，可以。来，为了奖励你们这个准度，我告诉你们还有更厉害的，就在我们的勇士主场的多元宇宙。现在我们一起来到下一个空间，1、2、3，Go！ 哎，来到这个地方，厉害啦！你看看你们手上的东西可不可爱？除了我们今天送给大家的存钱筒，1元复始，万象更新。明天我们元宵节为各位准备了比尔兔年的灯笼，更可爱的是，它们上面还会秀出我们的 Braves 的 logo。来，关灯秀给大家看。明天欢迎大家，我们带着小朋友一起来到勇士多元宇宙过我们的元宵节。
Travis and some of the Fubon Angels sharing the activities here at Heping Gymnasium for the theme weekend of the Braves Metaverse. And to incentivize even more viewers out there, Taipei is actually the host of the Yuanxiao Light Lantern Festival. So if you're around Taipei City, there will be plenty of lit up displays around town. A little added incentive for a relatively short weekend. But back to the basketball court, we caught up with shooter off the bench, JJ Jianyotze. JJ scoring 6.6 points per game in 16 minutes played this season, joining his good buddy Kyle Li Kaiyan from the bench. Well, as for the third season, the Kings, with their 4-0 record, or the Braves 0-4 record, are actually giving up 102 points and only scoring 93 points themselves. And particularly in the fourth quarter, they're at the bottom row, only 14 points per quarter, as opposed to last year when they were scoring 22 points per quarter. One thing that is talked about with the Kings a lot is the effect that Quincy Davis will have on the floor, but it seems to be an entire team effort with the Kings.
Oh, for sure. I'm excited to see how they defend the post. The Fubon defending the Kings post players this game.
For tonight's action, they will be having Manigault back in the lineup along with Byron Mullins.
就也没有做什么改变，就是依照教练给我一些指示，然后在场上做好自己该做的工作，然后尽全力帮球队取得胜利。对，就是因为去年就是经历过这样的低潮，然后所以我们在开季前有就是设定许多就是在修正很多地方，然后希望可以在今年下半季，然后甚至后面的比赛希望可以就是做得很好。对。
JJ sharing that coming off the bench is just him following the assignments as granted by his coach and the coaching staff. And asked about the lull they went through toward the end of last season, he said in the preseason, especially in the second year with Coach Marchand, they set a lot of goals for themselves and will carry through the rest of the season for them. And so from 30 games to 40 games is an even longer season, so that presumably will make the challenge even tougher for any team going through the ups and downs.
For sure. I'm definitely excited to see him step up for his team.
And Byron Mullins coming back for another go-around with the Kings, joining last year mid-season. This year, one of the league leaders in points. They're on top and highlighted 21 per game and rebounds 16 per game. He's also found the modern basketball in him as shooting a decent percentage from the perimeter as well. He must be one of the players that you're thinking about in terms of what the Braves defense needs to do. On the other side, local big man Jack Zhenxiangjun, who is second in the league locals in PER department, 20.5 is only behind Quincy Davis at 24.5.
主要是我们锋线的破坏力提升了，然后就可能我一些可能接球的进攻啊会变得比较少，但这样也不错，就是我们锋线就持续保持破坏力，就可以让对手就更难守这样。我觉得主要就是防守吧，因为我们好几场防守对国王都是让他们得到破100的分数，所以我觉得今天关键会是在防守，就是能不能守住他们的3分线，还有禁区的一些得分这样。
Zheng Xiangjun taking over those heavy load of power forward minutes over his former teammate Zheng Wending, sharing that maybe his offense role might actually make some adjustments, giving more opportunities for his wing teammates. And the key against the Kings, as we've been talking about, is on the defensive end for them. The Kings, in fact, have overcome double-digit deficits in 3 of the games against the Braves, including 22 points in the third quarter with only 4:41 left. So that was about 17 minutes that the Kings overcame that deficit. And the last game particularly billed as one of the highlights of the season. On New Year's Day in 2023, Kings held the Braves to their lowest scoring total of 83 points in Xinguang Gymnasium. Now I'll bring you the Kings starting lineup. It'll be from left to right, Byron Mullins, James Su Zixuan's in there along with Joseph Lin, Amigo, and Kenny Manigault. And for the Braves, Chen Xiangjun next to Igor Zaisev in his second game of action, Beast Lin Zijie, Michael Singletary, and Jet Zhang Zhongxin. So the Braves going with their veterans, with Beast and Jet, having experimented a lot with their younger guys in the frontline roles, but the Braves are going to go with experience, it seems like, at least for this middle run of the season.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how, the vets show out and, lead their team.
In particular, having Zaisev back, we expect is going to be a big difference maker. He's been dealing with a lot of smaller injuries, but last week was named Player of the Week with 23 points and 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 10 for 10 shooting. And a very strong return in his Season 3 debut. But Zaisev is probably not exactly the flashy kind of import that will actually rain down a ton of points, but he does it with such good efficiency and also the toughness on the defensive end.
Right, and he also just brings a ton of presence in the post, opening things up for his teammates outside.
The Braves will be in their white jersey, and looks like Byron Mullins convinced Zaisev to join him with the heart celebration. Former teammates and Joseph Lin saying hi to Zaisev. The Kings, the road team, will be in their new Taipei black jersey set. Crew chief number 32, Pang Han. As the tip will go the Braves' way. They were victorious in both of last weekend's games here at home. Zaisev with the right hand, hooks it in.
Zaisev, he just has such great length and he can score inside. It's just so deadly.
Also, one thing that he does really well is score with either hand. That time with the right hand, as Byron Mullins tries to get it back. And Kenny Manigault gives him another chance, this time from deep. That's a brick shot. He's pushing it against Amigo, almost out of bounds. Jet, alley to Chen Xiangjun, who lays it in. And that's a 4-0 start for the Braves.
Nice easy bucket and great read by Jet.
Joseph Lin spinning with a hand in his face will leave it short. The Braves holding the Kings scoreless on a couple possessions to start the game. Jet in the corner. Crossover left and miss. Jet's certainly been more aggressive of late as Manigault spins into trouble. And they will say out of bounds off of Zixuan there in the corner.
Interested in seeing how Fubon defends Manigault this game and if they're going to either collapse or stay back on him.
Singletary from the corner. Down to Jack, his push shot is left short. A lot of early touches for their imports. Zixuan Beast gets it in for 2. Zixuan's, even though he's a starter for the 6th time this season, has not been given that many opportunities on the floor. Jet cuts through, misses the close one. Beast to Singletary from deep, he got it.
It's a shooter's game now. Seeing all these imports shooting threes.
Michael Singletary only 30% on the season. Will look to raise that. Ball poked out of bounds. He'll stay with the Kings. The Kings opted to go with Byron Mullins and Austin Day last week against the Dreamers in Taichung. Amigo from the far side corner, in and out, but there's Big Sushi. Second chance points has been a thing as Byron Mullins hammers it down.
Too easy for Mullins. When he gets momentum, that one dribble dunk, it's unstoppable.
Closing in on the space against Zaitsev as they cross screen for him. Singletary, push shot, bounces in. The Braves get a 2-point answer. Amigo trying to beat two players. He's going to be left behind the LED boards.
Tough shots taken by both teams.
Zaitsev right through Sushi. They'd open it up to a 7-point lead. And there's what we're talking about, the left-handed finish for Zaitsev.
Yeah, he's doing a great job getting to the basket and finishing.
Backdoor to Migo, and Zaitsev's right there to stop him. Little 3-on-3, Beast manages to catch and lays it in with the right hand. But no panic from the Kings. They're going to continue on play without a timeout. Important set. Manigal on the right side, hand in his face, couldn't get it to go.
Slow start from Manigal trying to get into the game right now.
Wide open Beast. They swing it around. Good hands by Manigal. Who's going to get the steal? With 2 to beat, Jet gets his hand in there. We'll stop the break for now. As Emil gets to the middle, and they're going to call a travel on him. I'm sure a lot of fans of other teams are probably saying to themselves, finally. As we mentioned, this is a makeup work day here in Taiwan, so we had a day off on the front end of Lunar New Year's, and so whichever government body decided, well, this Saturday, everyone's going to go to work, and then at night, that's when the Plus League basketball come on.
Right, I was going to say, there's such a great turnout for the game today.
Beast from the right corner, no good. Manigal had that one blocked by Singletary. Another chance for the Braves to run. Over to Zaitsev, through a crowd, and another left-handed lay-in.
Having such a great start to this game.
Singletary got his hand in the sidelines, and it's going to be another turnover against the Kings. Hungry for that first head-to-head victory this season. We are under 7 minutes in our first break of the game. It's the Braves with a hot start against the Kings.
比尔又来了，今天这件衣服，怎么了？怎么了？你在做什么呢？在踢什么东西呢？哦，原来是在踢哦。哦，大家都懂了，比尔，谢谢谢谢。来，我们准备看向下一个观众朋友，来跟着比尔做出一样的动作。这位讲电话的朋友可以看一下大荧幕哦。或许你的朋友就在大荧幕上面。好，小妹妹换你了，比尔，下一个动作，脸颊爱心，恭喜妹妹 copy 成功。还有下一位朋友。
Mascot for the Braves, Bill, sporting the Plus League sleeveless sweater and then a gold symbol on his chest. He's got a lot going on for this interactive. Fans like it up for the 5th installment of this season's Taipei Metro Series if you're watching on our league YouTube channel. The Braves off to a strong start, and as we mentioned, defense is leading to offense.
Right, I think their defense is definitely bringing them a ton of offensive energy, a ton of confidence. I think the Kings are going to have to, stay patient, cut down on those turnovers if they want to stop the momentum.
Got to be a number of blocks in there, and if not, Igor Zaitsev's doing enough to affect the shots as well. Kind of speaking to the impact he'll have on that end of the floor.
Yeah, the Braves are doing such a great job finding him down low.
Getting a little bit of mixed up. Zaitsev pops open for 3. It's on the way. A foul on the rebound. Looks like it's going to be on Beast. A little bit of a break for the Kings. The Kings brought in a couple of subs. Number 19, Lin Jingbang, and number 13, Yang Xingzi. Joe to Bang from the left corner, excuse me. Nice pass as Jet with the over-the-shoulder finish.
Wow, what a tough finish.
So Mullins going baseline to the other side. Didn't have the angle, long rebound back to the Kings. Joseph Lin's deep 3 bounces out. There on screen, the 8 fast break points to 0. Jet spinning into a little bit of trouble. There's a foul as Sun Xiangjun was making a move to the basket. Only the 2nd foul of the game between the two teams. A foul up close. It's the good friends of Jet and Joseph Lin. Let's see what the camera angle saw. A little bit of body. I'm sure number 1 didn't think so. If we're looking statistically, Joseph Lin is one of the better shot blocking guards.
He's small, but he gets in there.
As Jet runs out the first free throw. He's had his struggles at the line this season. 24 for 35, only 68%. Now, Sophia, you're a shooter too, but Jet, when he will release those set shots, will always switch his head to the right for the arm side shot. I would say unique. I don't see that very much.
For sure.
Joseph Lin leads through the Braves defense, but missing the runner.
Kings are having a slow start to this game offensively.
That's already their 11th miss on the game. And the extra possession there from the hustle play of Michael Singletary. Great. Excuse me, the Kings are going to bring in number 9, Lee Ka-yen, who's missed a couple games for the Kings, but in this matchup has played well, plus 54 in 120 minutes. So driving kick, and Beast swishes it from the left corner.
We were watching Beast earlier in warm-ups, and you were saying that he has different levels of jumps on his jump shots.
Sure.
Yeah.
Over Lin Jingbang. In the way of Mullins, and the pass a little too hot to handle for Yang Xingzi. Singletary thought he got bumped or lose the handle. Joe quickly in transition, another in and out miss. Into the basket. basket, looking for a teammate to Kyle for the baseline lay.
Nice find by Joseph.
People have questions whether the two of them can play well together, and I feel like they found a good way. One on ball, one off ball. Zaitsev will try again from 3, and he cans it.
Someone better stop this guy.
He was a perfect 5 for 5 from 3-point range in the last game he played. The first game, as we mentioned, in Season 3.
Yeah, when he's hitting threes, Fubon is really tough.
Byron Mullins with Singletary on him. Nice find as Xingzi gets the 2 points. Jet will try from the right side, and it goes down.
Wow, tough shot again by Jet.
Braves starting the game hot. 3 for 6 3-point shooting as an errant pass. Goes both ways. Jet flies all the way to the stands off the right side. Numbers for the Kings. Mullins the trailer in his purple sneakers. Halfway down and out. Well, just like we say, defense is the key for the Braves. I think right now the Kings kind of need to lock it down on this end of the floor, having already given up 27 points. Zaitsev, given a little bit of room, will heave it up. A little bit of an off-ball foul. Zheng Xiangjun, theoretically and stature-wise, the taller player, but Yang Xingzi is getting the better of him. Lead a few substitutions. Quincy Davis will check into the game, along with JJ Danielsa, who we heard from pregame. Kings are 0 for 6 from 3-point range to start the game. Deep shot made. It's Byron Mullins to get them off the 0 percentage as an errant pass. Lin Jingbang will just have the right-handed lay-in.
Nice quick points here by the Kings.
Now Singletary, a little 3-on-3. Nobody challenges him, and that's too easy.
It's so tough when he's attacking the basket. You gotta be super physical with him.
And Lin Jingbang right back at it. He makes the bucket, and we'll have a free throw coming up. We've seen plenty of sloppy basketball, and right now that's not exactly what's happening, but maybe, shall we say, a little lackadaisical for both sides. Not getting back and protecting the paint. That time taking advantage of the much shorter Lai Tingan. 19 Lin Jingbang coming over from the Pilots last season. Giving the Kings a little bit more depth at wing. But he'll check out for Manigault.
I think he does such a great job getting his teammates involved in passing, but also putting up points like that and one right there.
Yimeng Xue screening around for KJ, number 11, Hong Kai-jie. They'll line one up, and it's down. That makes it 32 points in the first quarter for the Braves.
Is this the biggest deficit you've seen between these two teams?
Well, 22 points is the highest deficit that the Kings had to overcome. A little bit of grabbing from Quincy Davis in transition to stop the break. 19 getting a little instruction from Coach Roger, who himself was a guard a little time ago in his military service playing days. Now Coach Marchand and the Kings call timeout as they try to really maximize about a minute and a half left in the quarter. Seems like neither team is that afraid of rotating a lot of players in, but right now the Kings seem like they're trying to find rhythm as we listen into their timeout.
Whichever local is guarding you guys, that's the one who's going to be underneath. Okay, whichever local's guarding. Whoever's Z guarding is up high. Okay. Also, they're switching everything. It's okay if they pre-rotate. If they're switching, we need to be quicker into the screens, quicker out. And if they meet you underneath, you fucking seal their ass and we throw it into them on the deep post. If you don't have that, corner shooters are gonna be wide open. You be ready to shoot, be ready to try.
Coach Marchand pointing out the Braves' defensive strategy and a little bit of interesting choice of words. We apologize for that. The Braves have not been able to hold the Kings to below 20 points in the first quarter this season. So, so far 16 is pretty good, but 84 seconds on the clock is still a lot of time for things to happen. And one of the reasons why number 0, Lai Ting-en, has had some trouble staying on the floor is because of the Braves switching defense. Let's see how the Kings will counter. Lai Ting-en with Kyle Lee Kai-en guarding. A little pistol set, but Singletary bumped off the spot, fires it anyways. It's in.
Wow. Seems like all things are going right for the Braves right now. Great execution.
The JJ, he's got an open look, and he's got the answer for the Kings.
And he fires back with that corner 3.
Singletary, second on the team now with 7 points. Takes an off-balance shot and splashes it anyways.
Wow.
Some offensive fireworks tonight.
Really nice just to see him hit 3s. Oh my goodness.
Completely gives up on Manigal and he punishes him. Well, so much for the early shooting woes of the Kings. They're starting to heat up. Trying to run down the clock, about a 2-second shot clock, first quarter clock difference. It's Singletary, the screen as Manigal jumps in there. And he's got the one-handed slam on Lai Ting-en.
I think that's his, what, second steal, third steal?
Shot off a little bit too late. And so the Kings build up a strong lead, but, or excuse me, the Braves build up a strong lead, but the Kings have a lot of fight in them, and we'll see. 3 quarters left in the ball game.
Oh yeah, I mean at this point it's all about momentum, so how can you stop the other team's momentum?
Let's go 富邦，一起来 ！Let's go 富邦 ！Let's go 勇士！谢谢大家，继续来为勇士加油。
OK， 观众朋友们，那么刚才的节间休息时间呢，
Oh my PLG hot pink and powder pink shirts at pleagueofficial.com/shop. Another look at the offense by Michael Singletary. Started with a pistol set up top and then a little corner pin down. Now we have been told one of his deep shots, that's the one. Got his left foot on the line, so that's a third of the points from that shot just gone like that. But still a nice bucket for the Braves, as 37 points in the first quarter is way above their last 5 games average of 21.8. And that kind of goes to show what we're talking about. That defense to offense gives the team energy, and it maybe makes them think the basket's a little bit bigger when they get to shoot it for the rest of the quarter.
For sure. They're definitely feeling themselves right now. They're in flow. I'm excited actually just to see Mike hit more shots. Shooting at a really high percentage right now.
And for the Kings, they've also been able to stay in the game thanks to number 19, Ling Jingbang, and Manigault with a couple steal and coast-to-coast layups.
Yeah, they're bringing those fast break points and capitalizing on those turnovers.
JJ on the down screen will miss this shot, and number 15, Xie Zonglong, will chase down the board. In with Ling Mengxue, KJ Lai Ting'an, and Michael Singletary. Only one import for the Braves and only one import for the Kings. It's just Manigault and Q down the back line. Singletary keeps up the hot shooting.
Another tough shot.
Kyle getting through the traffic. And miss at the hoop.
You're seeing the Kings get in the paint quite a lot this game. They just need to make some shots.
Really in the shot clock. King-un will look off of that one. KJ will get the bump down low. Now, it's interesting because the teams are so familiar with each other. It almost felt like they're countering each other by having Singletary versus Manigault, the 2 imports, right now on the floor for their respective teams.
Right. I think when you play against a team so many times, it's all about reading the defense and at the end of the day, one-on-one moves.
KJ will sink the first free throw to bring the Braves to 40 points. A member of the Kings last season, the 3rd overall pick in the 2022 Plus League draft. The lefty with kind of a sideways free throw. He gets it to be 2 for 2. Q for the very high post. Now working with Manigault. Good show by Xie Zonglong. JJ with the dribble and the shot. It's another one down.
That's JJ for you. That is his shot.
Now 4 for 7 are the Kings against 6 for 9 by the Braves. Still with our Lunar New Year's graphics, as we'll see that through the Lantern Festival. Nice through pass and a little tic-tac-toe for the Braves.
Wow. That's what happens when you know your teammates really well.
Little pick and roll as Big Sushi will spin through, but have that one stripped out of bounds, as there was a little car accident at the top of your screen there. Not much going on. As good as Quincy Davis is, kind of hard to cover 2 guys so close to the basket, so nice find by Ling Mengxue. Rogers talked a lot about how to get number 15, Xie Zonglong, into better playing form. They zone up now, but leave JJ open on the right side. Bang!
Wow. Feed the shooter.
Good compliment coming in from a state title scorer as Singletary off the mark with that shot. Manigault getting the screen from James, but fires away. Big bounce as Singletary takes it away from Q. JJ quickly down the other side. It's short, and look out, it's Manigault.
Wow.
To Q, one man to beat, and there's a one-handed slam, excuse me, for Davis. And it's now the Braves calling a timeout. Their lead shrunk into 11. Kings with a strong bit of form. They're closing in on this deficit here on the road. We have another break coming up. Good to see that the seats getting filled up here at Huping Gymnasium on a wet makeup workday Saturday. We also have 2 games tomorrow. The Steelers at the Lioneers they're kind of starting up some Valentine's Day promotions, and the Dreamers are right here at Huping Gymnasium. Well, Kings feeling a little bit better about themselves halfway through the second quarter as opposed to the first quarter, making a little bit of run with a smaller lineup. Quincy Davis at center and having 4 perimeter players play around him.
Oh yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta put your best shooters on the floor. As you can see, they're cutting that gap down with those threes.
Number 10, JJ Jinyotza, previously with another league and another team, not having the opportunities. Now with the Kings starting the game 3 for 4 as the Braves bring in number 3 Jet to run the point. Singletary on the down screen will have his pockets picked.
Great
Also
defense by the
transition,
Kings.
and there's a foul. Kenny Manigault, the one that they fouled. Shizong.
Oh, is that on the shot?
And now, after the timeout, it's Roger with some comments, shall we say, about how the game's going on. Only the first team foul for the Braves. And the Kings only have 1 foul themselves. Manigault splashes the first free throw. Also an area that we'd like to see improve, being a 67% along with Joseph Lin and Quincy Davis. 1 for 2 trip as Shizong. Oh no, Zheng Xiangjun, freshman in the game, pulls it down. Yeah, we'll try from way deep. Less than ideal finish. Substitutions for the Braves.
Felt confident going into that one.
Zaitsev checks in for Xie Zonglong. Kings down by 10. Quincy Davis bottling down low. The pass deflected out of bounds off of the Braves. Well, similarly, we can say it Long stretch of rest for Byron Mullins, the center for the Kings as well.
I'm interested in seeing how they get Quincy going.
JJ catch and shoot, no. Zaitsev and Singletary. Singletary spins it. Zaitsev couldn't put it back in. That time off the mark with the left hand. Moving down the floor, it's JJ. Pass intercepted by KJ. And a foul in transition by Kyle.
Quick possessions here.
Former teammates, as we see Jiang Tong, one of the supporters and alumni of KJ's Zhenzi University team. Now we see Byron Mullins check back into the game. These will come in as well. So 2 fouls for the Kings, as bonus free throws has not been that much of a thing with how fast this game has gone. How much floor spacing there's been. Yes, one dribble overshoots it. Just needs to kind of meet it in the middle. They call a foul. Singletary, they say, reaching and making some contact. I don't know why Alex Olin will have that much to help out with. So previously, JJ with Singletary closing in on him. The hook flip, no. Nice find by Manigault. Q off glass.
Really nice pass.
Cutting into the deficit. Very serious drop coverage by Q on Jet. Zaitsev lost the basketball of the sights. And a turnover by the Braves. They have not scored in several consecutive possessions.
Didn't quite find his footing there.
Hasn't played in a while. Jackie Tsanker will check into the game. Number 29 right now guarding Manigault. Goes into space. With a flare screen for Kyle. Mullins over to Manigault with Zaitsev on him. Can't roll it in.
Nice aggressive attack. Can't finish.
Well, the scoring going down. Definitely feel the game getting a little bit more handsy. Little extracurriculars after that. Definitely get the feeling of how the game has slowed way down as the teams have made their adjustments. The early parts of the contest, Joseph Lin will come in. Already had his reunion with his brother this morning, having flown in from the United States. Already know that his press conference will come next week.
I think we're all ready to see that brother matchup.
Teammates not on the same page as Zhen Xiangjun pokes it out of bounds. Braves on the second quarter have now committed 3 turnovers. Now 0 for 3 from 3.
Having some trouble scoring here.
Meanwhile, the Kings 4 for 10. Only turning the ball over once. Manigault through some contact. And Byron Mullins puts it on target.
Could have been an and one, I feel like.
Get to Jackie, who flies through and lays it in with the right hand.
great lane. I don't think Kings are expecting him to drive.
Little double screen. And Byron Mullins just gets it off. Huge from the right side.
Starting to see Fubon collapse more on Mullins, so I think he needs to be quicker finding his teammates.
Already with a 2, now a 3-pointer from Zhang Geng's favorite corner shot. And another timeout as the Kings want to cut off this Braves momentum, coming off of pretty much just the back of one man, number 29, Zhang Geng. And there's a jersey right above the Braves bench. As mentioned, he's played very little in this 3rd season, but a proactive cut, a little bit late with a closeout.
He's doing a great job of finding his shots and knocking them down, letting the game come to him.
Zhang Geng has only played 41 minutes so far in the season and has scored 23 points, but as mentioned, in very limited action.
The other end of trail, you guys can drag, you can chase, reverse, just go and attack. Keep flipping hard to the rim because sometimes they have Jet or another guard on them. Make sure we hit them if they're wide open underneath.
One thing that the Braves are kind of forcing the Kings is play a little bit more horizontally, left to right, instead of the vertical attack that they like to have with either Joseph Lin or Kyle. And we haven't even said Amigo's name that much either in the game.
Right. I think the Braves are doing a great job at making the Kings take tough shots.
Byron said it, hit Amigo right in the corner, all right? After you said it, if they switch it, steal immediately.
5:25 left in the first half.
Defense. Here we go.
Now the Kings, having already been down by double digits earlier, a quick 5 points by a bench player, certainly not what Coach Marchand and the staff want to see. But it was, in fact, the Kings bench who really powered them to their victory last week against the Dreamers. For an interesting twist. Now on the Braves side, they lost 2 in a row before the break. And last weekend, their 2 victories came mainly on the defensive end. Sounds like a producer had told us a delay of game warning as Quincy Davis drives through and a little thank you very much.
Wow. Too easy.
Q now with 6 points on his evening. Cross screen for Zaisev, but a couple of bigs nearby. Forces one up. Thought he got fouled, and now
Super tough shot.
pretty fast break passes. Q, having get one, made it really hard on himself a second time around. A little 3-on-2 now. Beast, foot on the sideline for the out-of-bounds turnover.
Both teams having a hard time scoring in transition right now.
Get another look. Just put that left Achilles, left heel down. Little through pass, and there's a foul and one for Byron Mullins. Chen Xiangjun.
Super nice pass.
Speaking of assists, that's already the 11th on the game for the Kings. Meanwhile, on the Braves side, they have 15 themselves. Joseph Lin with the bounce pass there, right through the seams.
Yeah, I mean, you can't allow Mullins to get positioned like that, especially under the basket. Super dangerous.
Rolling in the free throw. Byron Mullins in the season series against the Braves even ups his numbers. 26.5 points per game, 16 rebounds, and shooting 51%. Duncan on former teammate Q. Kind of got something caught up on his foot. Maybe just the sneakers need a refit. That's the 4th foul on the Kings.
Excited to see him attacking and being aggressive to the basket.
So actually, it is his shoe that kind of came off, which was the awkward landing he took. Jackie's kind of like Justin Lujushang for the Pilots, reputationally at the pro level known as shooters, but they really were starting their basketball careers as students, as known as drivers. So kind of going back to their roots. Jackie's got 5 points.
Like you said, just doing a great job at getting to the basket.
Zhang Genyu, born out of Tainan, hits 2 for 2. He's got 7 points on the quarter. Giving a little bit distant for the Braves. Q, that one poked away by Jet. Good read by both teams there on the opening, and Jet, the back line of the defense. Might be struggling offensively, but he's still got the talents to be a great defender like he was in the first team defense 2 seasons ago.
Right.
Joe taking on Chen Xiangjun, kind of lost the handle there. Time running out. 55 with the 3. He hits it.
Wow. See Joseph losing balance, but he's able to still get a nice pass to Manigault.
And Manigault now with 9 points on the game and a miss by the Braves. Already closing it to 5. Mullins on the UCLA cut. Stop by Zaitsev, puts it up. Tough rebound by Chen Xiangjun and a run-out opportunity for the Braves. Jet to the right side, stuffed by Q. Good recovery there. Seems like Beast might have made the wrong pass as Jet having struggled from the outside, only one way to go where the defense was inside.
Tough take.
Jet given space, avoids the turnover initially as Zaitsev will take an extra hop. And now all you can say for the Braves is a lot of these turnovers are dead ball turnovers.
Right. Kings are slowly catching up here.
8 turnovers to 9 for the Kings and Braves respectively. Byron Mullins with Chen Xiangjun on him, loses the handle. Amigo, tough shot.
Good start for Amigo here.
Yeah, will rifle a pass to Zaitsev. Taking on Q. And Chen Xiangjun, probably the wrong strategy, batting it off his out-of-bounds teammate. And kind of a tough stretch now, where Zaitsev and Jack not forming a good cohesion out there on the floor.
Right.
Their timeout on the floor. Braves this time with 2:30 left on the clock.
I mean, we're seeing Zaitsev get to the basket super easily. He's just not finishing right now.
Listening on the Braves timeout.
Wide open to shoot, no dribble. 得分必须有快攻，再来射手要用到球，所以过来的时候直接要力赛，锋线直接要力赛。这边的时候，我希望是根玉这边呐，麦克要在另外一边，因为这边的话，如果是麦克过来是麦克也没关系，可一定要挡到人，因为麦克人会超球。在这边的时候，第二个要准备要再做下挡，好，所以要力赛的时候过来 pass。Hand off 完之后，中线你准备用这个 pick and roll 的时候，重点要看这个 flare， 看这边。没有的时候再用这个 high pick and roll。如果最后力赛没有的时候，我要进入到 homes， 所以一个这边没有接到球，这个是准备上去 5准备上去，这边要过来，让这边来决定，中线来决定要走哪一边。他走这一边，这个 roll 这个就要怕，2个顶点都会有一个投篮机会。来 ，Let's go。
Coach Roger in the timeout designing some strategies to attack the aggressive defense by the Kings. As we mentioned, Ding Jinpang, Kenny Manigault has got their hands in there for some easy coast-to-coast fast break points. There you see the second quarter, only 13 points, only 2 assists, as it's a tale of 2 quarters between that first red-hot start for them.
Yeah, I think it'll be key for the Braves to attack the Kings defense more and kick out to their shooters. But also feeding Jackie. Like Mike said, he's a heater right now, so keep him going.
Bad defensive assignments as Joseph Flynn switches the 3, and now it's just a 2-point game. The first points of the game for number 1. Big Z. Shot fake, now going to the basket, but a hand of the Kings brushes it loose. Now Amigo sandwiched there. The Braves did have a foul to give.
Kings are doing a great job of collapsing on the bigs right now.
Joseph Lin has scored in double digits in 3 of the 4 games against his former team in the Braves. But the thing that stands out to me, he's plus 43 in 124 minutes played.
But he knows what shots to take and when to take them. I think it's going to be really key for him to be more aggressive for the Kings.
Off the baseline. Finds Byron Mullins on the mismatch. He's able to power it through Zheng Xiangqing, and that's a tie game at 50.
1 on 3, no matter.
Yeah, getting Joseph in the air. There's a cadence call on the baseline. And right now, the only highlight for the Braves is Jackie Zhang Genyu.
Great activity and persistence by Jackie here.
Seven points. Of course, is the majority of the scoring for the Braves. And I think Coach Marchand knew something calling that timeout earlier in the game. Because the rest of the Braves only 2 for 10. But after the free throws, Beast will take his place. Amigo at the pinch post. Taking on Jet. Out to Joseph Lin from 28 feet away.
Wow.
Easy money for number 1.
Super dangerous. I mean, you're seeing Joseph finding his open spots right now, and you can see him ready to shoot on the perimeter.
4 more made threes as that pass too strong for Big Z. Aaron passed by the Kings the other way. He's trapped and they call a foul on Manigault. There'll be free throws coming up for the Braves. So Joseph Lin gets some instructions for Marchand, who's he working for the first season here. But Coach Marchand very adamant that as soon as he got to Taiwan, Joseph Lin was the guy that had a game that Marchand really appreciated and felt that he can utilize. So having him in there as an option besides Kyle Lee Kayen is a huge plus for how the Kings can rotate their guys or maybe pick and choose. There he is again, right away. But that one planks out. Joseph guarding Jet. He'll try from 3, and it's butter.
Wow. Tough shot by Jet.
Finally finding the range.
Finally hitting the basket.
Let's just hope that he doesn't hear this broadcast later. Sophia, the disrespect.
Sorry.
4-second difference. Manigault will line one up. No, a pass to Byron Mullins, and the Braves, all they can do is foul. Said number 5 to the free throw line. But hey, the made shot probably makes up for it.
It's a nice 3.
Reese commits the foul. It's his second on the game. And there goes Jackie right back in there. Braves going a little offense defense here, but they need to get the rebound as Quincy Davis will come in. They probably pressure their inbounder or run the full length of the floor in 7 seconds. So
right.
Great option for the Kings. Rolling out the first one though. Byron Mullins going to be his birthday soon enough. Goes 1 for 2 at the line. Jackie, they leave him open in the right corner. Yes!
Wow.
How could they? How could they?
He's too hot right now.
The Kings might be making a comeback, but that's one guy that they've been forgetting about on the scouting report. Number 29, Jackie Zhangke. Keeping the opponents at bay, and they'll go into halftime. Braves up by 4. last weekend, Liemo Mangsima was keyed in on the Dreamers 认真够好年. Subscribe to the P.LEAGUE YouTube channel to get the next installment as footage and comedy provided by my colleague in Tongwei. Back here inside the arena, I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Sophia Song, professional basketball player here in Taiwan. Honored to have you on. Chen Ziwei and Mark Tionghui providing the commentary on the Mandarin side. It's a high-scoring affair on paper so far through the game, but that second quarter, like we mentioned, is a big change of the story for the Kings defense and the Braves offense. Stands one man, number 29, Jackie Zhang Genyu.
Right. I mean, he's just stopping the Kings' momentum right now. I mean, you see Kings knocking down shots, being really feisty on defense, and cutting down that lead. And then you just see Jackie hitting all these shots and getting into the paint and capitalizing on those free throws.
That's right. He is a perfect 7 for 7 shooting, a la Anir Zaisev, with 4 of those coming at the free throw line. And in fact, that last possession, we were looking at each other like, well, Byron Mullins, Quincy Davis, we got really lengthy and even mobile centers, but covering the shooters was a missed assignment there for those final 2 points, which everything counts in a basketball game, no matter how high the score.
Right.
Meanwhile, for the Kings side, we talked about how Byron Mullins, Kenny Manigault getting a healthy amount of rest in the first half. 11.5 minutes of floor time for Quincy Davis. He's a team high +8. Still making a big difference, even though it might not show up on the stat sheet.
Right. I think he definitely brings a presence in the post that opens things up for the shooters as well. So, you know, I think letting the other key imports get some more rest would be key.
Now, what is the defensive scheme change that the Kings try to apply in the second quarter that's worked better than the first?
I want to say their one-on-one defense is a lot better. But also, I think they're just getting into the flow of finding their shooters.
Sounds like it's one of those, if their offense executes their game plan, it'll help them get back on defense and focus on that end. Instead of, maybe we talk about the Braves having the defense lead to fast breaks in offense. So there's the combined team statistics where the teams are even in terms of three-point shooting on the third row down from the top. Rebounding, a slight edge to the Braves, who had to fight pretty hard as a lot of Kings will crash the boards. The Braves did have a league-tying first quarter 13 assists, which is a pretty incredible mark, but it's not going to matter if they're not able to finish the game off. And down at the bottom, the turnover margin is pretty close, but you definitely got a feeling that there's still a lot of hustle possessions to be had in a game like this.
For sure.
We'll bring you leading scorers in the second segment at halftime. Here on the weekend, it is the Braves Metaverse, where there will be different cryptocurrencies and electronic kind of interactives at the arena. You have your chance tomorrow at 5 p.m., but we have one more break coming up. Thanks for joining us on the English broadcast as you get a little bit of a peek at what they're doing on the floor during the halftime activities, mainly led by Bill. Oh, Bill, you can't blow layups now. The professional basketball players have had a much better experience scoring the basketball. So far in the game, 17 players between the two teams have scored. And so that kind of speaks to the high level of play between the two teams and maybe also how the defense is keying on the stars. We start with the Kings leading scorers and Byron Mullins with 13 points, JJ off the bench, 9 points, Manigault with 9, Q and Joseph Lin with 6 apiece. And for the Braves, they're led by Michael Singletary's 14, Jackie Zhangguiyun all 11 points in the second quarter. Here is Zaisev, second game of action in season 3 with 10 points. To break it down a little bit more, the Kings have got 24 points from their bench. Meanwhile, the Braves have 18. And interestingly enough, Amigo, 0 first half points. He did have 29 in game 30 against the Braves. We'll be back after these messages. Just a couple minutes left before the start of the second half, as you see the New Taipei Queens in attendance, watching their team on the road. Jackie Zhang with 11 points in the quarter ties a personal record. He only got to play 5 minutes in last year's playoffs with the Braves, only averaging 8 minutes per game in 23 game appearances, mostly in, shall we say, uncompetitive basketball minutes last season. And this action tonight is providing the Braves the lift that they needed to go into halftime with a lead. Started with a layup, and then the three-pointer in the corner, the free throws coming where he was perfect, and then that final possession to end the half. And like we mentioned, the depth of how the scores on each team are kind of speaking to the wealth of knowledge they have on each other, and of course the high level of play on both ends of the floor.
Right. I mean, I feel like both teams know each other very well, and just seeing different people step up and score, you know, it doesn't matter. Last season's last season, and, you know, with each year, you just need to be ready to play. When your name's called, you got to be ready. And as you can see, Jackie putting on this display, hopefully he can have a perfect game.
It's going to be difficult for the Braves as they have a 7 p.m. tip tonight, and tomorrow night's game is at 5 p.m. because of the makeup day, workday scheduling. Something that the Lioneers have actually overcome against the Braves twice this season. It's the starters for the Braves, and it's the starters for the Kings as Eor Zaisev gets the story started with a 3 on the left side.
I was hearing his coach tell him, you just need to shoot it. You're open, shoot it.
That sounded advice for the Ukrainian, who started the third season off hard. Joseph Lin will try to get it back from the corner, fading away.
Deep corner finish by Joseph. He's been a gun tonight, just ready to shoot.
That brings his night to 9 points, all from beyond the arc. Get pushed to the corner. Now the big skip pass to Beast. In the face of Amigo, he cans it.
Wow. Doesn't matter the height of that pass, he's gonna make that.
Got to jump high to get it, and then got to jump high to shoot it over Amigo. Out to Byron Mullins. We'll try to get the counter, and yes.
Counter, counter, counter. All the counters are big threes.
Good pass to Chen, who blows the close one. Getting around Big Sushi.
Sometimes
taking on Singletary for the miss.
I think he just needs to dunk it with these easy layups.
Yeah, trying to get on the action. There's a bad brick. On the switch, they leave Big Sushi open. Third try from the left corner, clanks it strong. Joseph Flynn in and out. Trying to get warmed up here as Jet hanging on to it, getting it off the glass.
I feel like he's been struggling a little bit on offense, but still makes those tough shots.
I think, like you said earlier, getting into the paint is really the key. You can't really settle for mid-ranges. Manigal from the right corner, yes.
Nice find by Joseph there.
Already 5 3-pointers made to start the second half. Singletary over Mullins. No good. Numbers for the Kings.
And he hit another one?
From the right side, perfect.
Super dangerous, because if you stay back on him. He's going to shoot that three, and if you play up close, he's just going to drive past you.
We are just under 3 minutes into the second half and already a combined 6 made threes and a tie game at 66. Jet dancing through the defense, putting it up. And for the Kings to take a lead. Mullen screens for Joseph, then dances around. The shot is missed, and the Beast can only foul from behind on the rebound.
Seems like the Braves are still switching on defense, so I think the Kings here need to capitalize on that and read the switches better.
14 seconds from the front court. Still switching, but it's Byron Mullins. They're going to say out of bounds on the drive. Trying to take on Igor Zaysev, only in his second game. Back in action, having to deal with a variety of injuries. The Ukrainian center is a two-time plus league champ with the very Braves. Beast picks up the loose pass. Picks up the dribble and a deep three on the way. Eventually scrambled for Joseph Lin to Amico, and the spin is in. Kings up by 2. Jet will drive and gave up an open shot. Braves reset their spacing. Poked away. Byron Mullins with the good hands. One man to beat and a one-handed flush.
Nice steal and finish with Mullins there.
Sorry to interrupt. They forced a timeout here in the early goings of the third quarter. Trying to make it 5 straight wins against their crosstown rivals. We'll be going to break. Chance for the Fubon Angels to perform in the first timeout of the third quarter, where the new Taipei Kings have jumped out to a 4-point lead, having been down by 4 points at the halftime, but a quick 16-8 run. And right now we're kind of experiencing the roller coaster ride that is Jet running the point guard position for the Braves.
Kings are doing a great job at capitalizing on those turnovers and getting easy baskets.
Manigault 2 for 2 from 3-point range will also go a long way to help the team in blackout. No substitutions for either team as Michael Singletary lines one up and splashes it.
What a tough shot. I mean, being able to do a pull-up three off that screen. He's been hitting tough threes the entire game.
He's putting the pressure on Manigault. Now Amigo beating Chen Jr. with a little tricky layup there. That's his first score of the game. Call illegal screen as Zaitsev got in the way of Manigal.
Moving a little too fast on that screen there.
I'd love to run it on that left side, but there you see that left hand extend, and it was enough for the referee catching his attention. A little mismatch defense as Manigal to Big Sushi. Goes to the hoop and banks it home.
I was seeing him hit those tough floaters in warm-ups today. I'm like, wow, I need to have that in my game.
Singletary on the screen to Chen Shamchu. Feet set, but too strong. As high scoring it's been, the Braves have pulled down significantly. Joseph Lin will aim one up. Big bounce to Chen Shamchu. Definitely the Braves right now are lacking some pace. Zaitsev puts it on the deck. The Jet, one man to beat. Watch out under load.
He's doing a great job at finding that space and attacking the basket. He just needs to take his time on his finish right now.
That's definitely a part of Jet's game that you would think he would develop something in the changeup speed, but he's kind of layup or nothing down there. Braves make a few substitutions. And then the Kings bring in Ling Jingbang, guarding Singletary tightly. Fancy move as Michael Singletary drops in.
Wow. Being able to find that space and that line straight to the basket with that nice floater finish.
Byron Mullins a little short with the answer. Singletary with 5 points on the quarter as slight collision there out of bounds. It'll be Braves ball. In the third quarter, we've not had any free throws yet for either team. Longshore with the mismatch. He's looking somewhere else. Zaitsev for the sidestepper. And Longshore with a putback.
Smooth step back there by Zaitsev.
I know, he must be feeling himself. Zaitsev not as hot as his last game. So far, 5 for 13 as there's another travel call. That's on Amigo. That's the second one of the game, and certainly something that the Braves want to take advantage of. You see Lee Mengshi, after having that fancy assist in the first half, the acrobatic putback. Screen and flare screen for Singletary. Try to take on Mullins in the pass, brushed out of bounds. More substitutions for the Braves, trying to find a lineup that'll work for them. Byron Mullins still taking some inventory. Might have took a funny hit to some part. Could be a number of things as Quincy Davis comes in. And Light Team will run the point. We haven't seen Sokoi at all this game. Nice slip passes. Quincy Davis gets that one out of there.
Not in his house.
Of course, naturalized player with Chinese Taipei. Been in all of these arenas and has heroics in all of them. The crazy thing about Q, as he looks far into the distance for the basketball, is he can block with either hand.
Yeah, he has such great lane.
Singletary trapped in the corner and a second consecutive block. Too easy.
One possession.
2-on-2, and JJ spins out of it. Around to Amigo. He splashes it down. A 2-possession lead for the Kings.
Seeing Amigo get hot here in the second half.
Singletary through the crowd. Maybe catching Amigo there. Only the first foul by the Kings on the quarter. Joseph Lin called for the foul. I believe digging down on the help. So Amigo with 7 points on the quarter. As Quincy Davis now has 3 blocks. Loose with it, the Braves turn it over. Good hands by Lai Tian to stop the break.
Seeing the Kings here being super active on defense.
Finally get organized for a baseline inbound. Slips the cue. The pass was batted as a lot of extra stuff going on. Let's see how they sort this out. Singletary certainly hot, and kind of on the rare occasion, Lin Jingbang is pretty cool. Another look as Hugh making the pass, and kind of just wrong timing there as Lin Jingbang was squaring around for the screen.
Right.
Now the referees are going to get another look, and from that second look, definitely Singletary very and overtly aggressive there after the contact. Having lost so much momentum from the first quarter, something the Braves can ill afford. From a personal foul standpoint, it would only be Singletary's second personal, but free throws and a possession.
Right, with these kinds of matchups, every possession counts, right? So I feel like Mike's the only one in the Braves right now that's bringing some sort of aggression and trying to get the Braves going right now.
He will indeed be called for the unsportsmanlike. So there you see Lin Jingbang was squaring around for a screen, but of course Singletary catching him in the air probably didn't feel so good on the rib area. Lin Jingbang will take these free throws. He's also getting award from the referees too. But the reality is they really can't ignore Singletary pushing at Lin Jingbang's head.
Right. Even if the screen was kind of a undercut type screen, I think he had to fight over that screen a little less aggressively.
It's kind of hard there for the referees to also call an illegal screen there and, in a sense, kind of cancel out the violation there.
I mean, he wasn't moving when he set the screen, so.
Lin Jingbang can't put 2 in. They will have possession, so maybe somebody else here can score for the Kings. Jingbang will step through and pass it. It's a Singletary. They say it's off of JJ. Trying to get a review out of it. And most of his teammates are headed back the other way. They missed 2 free throws and they turned it over. Looking for Jackie in the close corner. Oh, this is Singletary through Quincy Davis and one coming up.
I'm telling you, he's the only one on the Braves right now that's holding up the fort.
That time, that aggressive move even caught Quincy Davis by surprise there.
Off a backdoor, it's really tough for that help to guard that efficiently.
Michael Singletary, 6'6" out of Texas. Went to Texas Tech. They missed the and one. He's already got 21 points. Keep on from the dunker's corner. Out to Kyle, fresh in the game. And he's got the bounce. Good answer for the Kings.
When he's set, those opens ones are easy money.
Nice, a quick answer. Now he's on the board, and every single Brave who's made it on the floor has scored now. Hugh to Manigault, driving baseline, met a wall, and they will call a foul on Jackie. Long stretch without Igor Zaitsev, so Michael Singletary, as you mentioned, is the one giving the Braves all the energy he can. Manigault sinks the first.
And he's been doing such a great job at finding his points this game.
18 points on 6 of 12 shooting. Manigault's also going left a lot more than he usually does. Well short with that second one. Ball right to him. Couldn't get the follow-up as eventually the Braves track it down. They have numbers. Jackie from the right corner will put it on the deck. He's in a little bit of trouble, so he swings it out. Singletary from the water bottle logo. Rebounding right now a problem for both teams. Etienne from right side, another one. Number 0 now with 6 points on the game.
It's really nice seeing players step up and knock down shots.
Throwing 4 assists for the backup point guards night as we have an offensive foul. Quincy Davis is in the mix there. Not much of a protest for Q. That's his 4th personal. Well, right now it's the Kings who need to make an adjustment. Etienne has had his struggles shooting the basketball this season. Hitting a big one there. 12 for 51 coming into tonight's action, only 23% as Kyle jumps the pass, lays it in and out. Well, he does have the proclivity to blow some open layups.
Easy ones you gotta make.
Mullins is in there to stop. Shit's almost at the hoop.
Another one?
Not quite, as Byron Mullins pulls it down. Kings are going to run their offense. Goes out. Wow, trying to find some space. Out to Mullins, and he's short with it.
Felt like he could have found JJ there in the corner instead.
Braves can't quite get a 2-for-1. It's Singletary on the handoff. No. Manigault with momentum. Here he comes.
Oh, good D by Mike there.
Couldn't get the call, and JJ fouls on the attack back. 81-81 is the score, but the team's trying to vie for that lead heading into the fourth quarter. Danny Manigault, certainly one of the better, if not elite athletes in the league. So when he had that open floor to run, the Kings definitely feeling good about their chances. But Lai Tian made first free throw. They do have 18 seconds, the Kings do, if they get the rebound or take it out from the baseline. Only 1 for 2 trip for Lai Tian. Spread it out wide. Hughes steps up. Xie Donglong forcing a end of clock situation, and not handled well by the Kings as they head to the fourth and final frame, down by 1 as the Braves clinging on to the lead here in their 5th matchup against the opponents of the Taipei Metro Series. We'll be back after this.
在我们的多元宇宙喜从天降，很好，会动的爱心也可以一起秀出来。2位美女跟着小夫一起双手振臂，接下来换你们喽。小朋友双手跟着我们小夫一起，太可爱了。下一位小朋友换你喽，给他一个掌声。来 cos 喜的小朋友看一下大荧幕。双手跟着小夫一起喜从天降。好，我们包厢的朋友换你们喽，双手跟着小夫一起来。还有我们的总经理，台北富邦银行的朋友们，帅哥换你喽，双手跟着小夫，谢谢。我们的大的校长，也来看一下我们的大荧幕。换你们喽！多赛奇的美女们，换你们，双手跟着小夫一起来。这位很淡定的朋友，看一下，不要害羞，双手跟小夫一起。好，在聊天的2位，看一下大荧幕，就是你们，换你们喽！来，用手机记录自己的朋友，你上电视了。
Another highly competitive matchup between the New Taipei Kings and Taipei Fubon Braves. We're headed to the fourth quarter, where the Braves getting lead thanks to Lai Tian hitting 1 of 2 free throws there at the end. Now, looking at the stats before the game, the Kings can hold the Braves to an average of only 40 points in the second half. Well, they had 24 in the third quarter. And I'm thinking it's going to take more than 16 points for the Braves to give enough space for the final victory against the Kings.
Yeah, we're going to see in this fourth quarter here which team really steps up defensively, and another exciting game between the Taipei teams.
Hong Zisan will come into the game for the first time. Number 24 also goes by Venti. Alongside number 9, Kyle Lee Kaiying, who attacks on the dribble. JJ on the left side this time, no. There's a team rebound for the Braves. They're going to have Xie Zonglong and Zaitsev in there. Jackie on the pin down. The shot, no problem. Hardly said his name in the third quarter.
We got to get him going again in the fourth.
Didn't take any shots, in fact, in the third and 5.5 minutes of play. Gets stuck on the screen, though.
He's choosing his shots very carefully because he wants to be 100% today.
2 bounces and out. One thing that the Kings do really well against the Braves is second chance scoring. Venti from the left corner, cans it.
Talk about that second-hand scoring right there.
They get 16.8 second chance points, which is the highest in all of the 6 teams head-to-heads. The Braves typically only allow 12.5. Not on the same page there. It's Lai Chen trying to create. This is with a dribble right into Byron Mullins.
Try to weave his way in there, but good D by the Kings.
Kyle passes up an open one to Byron Mullins to the house.
Nice pass by Lee Kai-yen.
A strong start for the Kings, back up on top. We've also caught up to the Braves in the assist category. There you see 22. Zaitsev hesitates, now fires away, perfect.
Wow. He's been feeling very comfortable at that three-point line.
Zaitsev now 16 points, staying above 500, shooting the ball from outside. Now Mullins, quick pull-up, short. He will try himself, but in and out. Hugh has seen his three-point percentage dip in the first 2 seasons. Zaitsev with the right hook over Byron Mullins.
What a tough shot. I mean, he just has great lane. He can score inside.
Trying to get a cross screen from Hugh. Baseline, and Shizono was enough of a challenge. Already with a 3-point lead. Braves will slow it up. Five seconds on the clock. It's Lai Chen with a runner. Yes! Bounces down for the score and a 5-point lead for the Braves as the Kings call a timeout. And we have our final break of regulation here in game 55 between the Kings and the Braves. Thank all of you for joining the broadcast. It's Ryan Chen and Sophia Song on the English commentary. And as we've come to expect, another tight game between the Kings and Braves, though of course it started with the Braves opening up a big lead in the first quarter and the Kings having it within them to lock down on defense, and we see Tai Won-sun's about to check into the game, so both teams kind of saving some of the guys for the very end of the games, especially guys with some experience down there on the bench.
Yeah, it's been really interesting just seeing guys come off the bench and hit shots.
Winston on the bottom of your screen, as the long shot is left short. it is Chen Xiangjun. Haven't said his name very much.
He's been doing such a good job getting into the paint and providing that presence.
A steal by Lai Tingyun as going to the basket's KJ, but he's going to blow the close one. The Kings now experiencing that game of runs, find themselves down by 7. Lots of time left. Mullins on the catch and shoot, airballs it. Trying to get a deflection as Zaitsev was in the neighborhood. A previous play as Lai Tingyun from the top of the key. Chen Xiangjun has done such a good job this season improving his finishing.
Yeah, he had great reach there.
Now going baseline with a reverse. 2 points in.
Ting's been doing such a great job at finding his baskets today. Getting himself in the flow of the game.
Poked it away from Joseph Lin. Winston from the short corner on the left side, no problem. And another timeout called by the Kings as the Braves are running away now. Opening up to an 11-point lead, but 7 minutes to go. Plenty of opportunities for the Kings to make their adjustments on their side, though. But for the Braves and the Braves fan, it must be really, at least for now, a feel-good moment to have the lead on a team that has been very problematic in the head-to-head this season.
Right, you see Ting here, and you see other players off the bench for Fubon stepping up and finishing.
Everybody, it's 7 minutes.
On the quarter, here Zaitsev's got 5 points. Lai Tingyun has 4 points, but throw 3 assists on top of it. He now leads the game with 7, with a lot of players actually with 6, including Joseph Lin with 6, Kyle Lee Kayen with 6. And on the Braves, Singletary, Jet, and Beast, who 3 starters of the Braves, have 5 apiece. But it's good to see Lai Tingyun move back to the bench, but having a great effect in an important game that the Braves really want to get. It might be a few games back from the Kings and the Pilots in the standings, but you don't want to let that head-to-head go too wayward if it even gives you a chance for a better seeding. Now, the turnaround victories for the Kings, they're displayed on screen. The Braves led by as much as 12, 17, 22, and 4 points. And in the end, in fact, letting the Kings into double-digit victories in the first and fourth games from top to bottom. So head-to-head kind of matchup splits like that, even in a league where everyone's very familiar with each other, certainly an oddity, but certainly also a big matter of luck as well. Joseph Lin choosing to put it on the deck. Amigo tries from the right corner. He can't take advantage, but there's Q. Joseph Lin from center field. He knocks it down.
Set and ready to go. Kings doing a great job at finding the best shot for their teammates.
Joseph Lin with a sneaky 12 points, all from the 3-point range. KJ back to Xiangjun with a runner. Perfect. Like I said, he's improved his finishing, including right under that free throw line too.
He's just doing a great job at finding those spots in the paint.
Or no, Ling Mengshi might have got away with 1 foul, but couldn't get away with the second one. $99-89 is the score as Amigo showing off his good balance. Wow, driving hard, then flipping a pass wayward out of bounds. one of those plays where you feel like he's a little bit out of rhythm, having not played in a few weeks.
Right.
Turnovers creeping up, 16 for both sides. JJ pops that baseline jumper now. Under 6 minutes, it's a 10-point lead for the Braves. And to go backdoor to Kyle, who loses the handle on it. Chance for the Braves to run. It's KJ. Monsieur who clanks it on the corner between the backboard and the basket itself. But Joseph Lin can't get the 2 points the other way, and Q commits the foul, which not a horrible thing. But Quincy Davis now with 5 personal. Not giving the Kings any amount of rest. Beast and Jet, their veterans, are back in. Singletary, probing, taking the elbow jumper, no. There's a loose ball foul.
Like you said, Beast does a great job at finding position down there and getting ready to get that rebound.
JJ will check back in the game. Little Spain pick and roll coming up as Jet with a runner. But his biggest assignment right now is Manigault, who finishes at the cup.
Manigault doing what he does best. And he's just both ends of the floor, he's difficult to stop.
Through pass to Monsieur, but an easy block for Q.
Q is racking up those blocks.
As Manigault forces the Braves to their timeout with a left corner three.
Wow.
And how we talk about defense leads to offense, now it's the Kings' turn now. And Manigault, having been stopped in the transition before, this time going to a corner for the score.
I mean, this is a game full of runs. Both teams making their runs, so this is the Kings making their little comeback right now.
I think right now, the big difference on the floor right now is Quincy Davis having an effect for the Kings, but Monsieur not quite in rhythm, whether it's scoring from close or whether it's trying to keep up on the defensive end. As you see, Ty Winston looks like he might be checking back into the game. And the Braves probably don't mind going a little smaller as long as everybody's on the same page with the three you see right in front of you.
Right.
Ty Winston's only played a minute and a half and made that corner jumper, but he was quickly subbed out. Don't know if it's a rotational rest thing or if Roger and the staff want to get some different dynamics on the floor. The crazy thing about this game is the Kings have already taken 80 shots on the game and 10 free throws. Meanwhile, the Braves, 76 shots with 13 free throws. So indicative of the fast pace. There you see Manigault slip into the basket. Monsieur having the shot blocked by Q. And on the game, 5 Braves have scored in double digits. And 3 for the Kings, but Manigault and Mullins up in the 20s. Dysev's back in. Jet trying to find somebody, but loses the handle. And it's Amigo with no one back there on defense.
It's those little turnovers that really kill you.
Winston to Jet. Again, picks up the dribble on another post turnover. So it's Beast who picks him up and drains the three.
What a tough shot by Beast.
He's got 11 points. Guarding Amigo there on the bottom of your screen. Jet trying to mark Manigault as Amigo comes all the way around and gets it right back.
Wow. Answering with another three. And that's right up his sleeve. A handoff into a three.
Looks like Senshin Dajia showed up a little bit later. Zaisev to Monsher, who's got the two-handed slam.
Can he do that every time? Can he just dump the ball?
Sometimes he can. Manigault through the middle, tough shot there.
Are you seeing great ball movement by Fubon? Oh,
Well, too far from the basket. It's going to be Joseph Lin with a warm-up three and misses it badly. Sent from the right corner. This time he makes the adjustment.
wow.
We won't mention that first one. The highlights will just show that. Second made three. He's got 15 now. Braves slowing it down to about 2.5. Little 1-4 going on. Zaisev already 2 feet in the paint. Left hook, short.
He usually makes those too.
Time for the Kings to slow it up. Amigo jabs right. Putting the moves on, then a tough three on the way. It's a little off. It's only a 2-point lead for the Braves. Can't settle for anything yet.
Every possession counts right now.
Flare for Beast. Attacking Q. Zheng Xiangjun from the right corner. Yes!
Wow!
Had a dunk earlier, now a corner three, giving the Braves a 5-point lead. Amigo couldn't even hear the whistle. He's going to go to the line. Trading some words around the floor as Zheng Xiangjun's got that look of bewilderment, even though he's got 5 of the more important ones in the game.
What a game for 2-1 right now.
As mentioned, Zheng Xiangjun taking a huge leap up from his first 2 seasons to this 3rd season as often a starter, and in fact, even amongst the team with so many vets, he would be considered their front runner for MVP as Amigo bounces in the first free throw. The Kings, before that one, only 5 for 10. Amigo off to the right. He's got 13 on the night, all coming in the second half. Kings put on the pressure, and the Braves hang on. Zaisev going to the cup.
Wow.
He lays it in for 2. The whistle sounds, and it might be Zaisev for some illegal touching. Gotta watch out there. I wanted it called for an easy
He's like,
tech
you guys
there.
want to double me? Yeah, I'm just going to take it to the basket.
Sorry, Zaisev. Ooh, watch out there. There's a minute left. That's not one of those mistakes you really want to be making. It looks
It was
like
after his finish, right?
that's right. You can't touch the ball if it's in the possession of the opponents out of bounds. Now, we've seen a lot of warnings be given, but late in the games, the referees can call it a tech. The Duke give Zaitsev a little bit of a break and call it a warning, as the Kings had the other delay of game warning coming out of a timeout.
Gotcha.
It does seem fair. The lead is 6. There on screen, Zaitsev, Beast, Lee Mosher subbed in, Taiwan Chen and Jet. Joseph
He's
Lin
gonna
left
shoot.
all day. In!
I was literally just gonna say the Braves cannot let Joseph shoot.
Might not be shooting a high percentage, but all 6 of these so important for the Kings. Quick timeout on the floor, it seems, but maybe a miscommunication with the scorer's table. Another chance for us to look the underneath defense. That's what Taiwanese players need to get much better at. Shooting the threes from top. The lead is 3. Braves do have a 2-for-1. Joseph Lin chasing Jet. Has that poked away, and a foul, unsportsmanlike they say. And that's going to be huge. They can go to the replay monitor, but as it stands right now, 2 free throws and a possession coming up. Amigo going straight to the bench. Looks like they need to clean up maybe a cut or some bleeding going on. You see the bear hug by Jet from behind. Not much you can really do there, but when you engage 2 hands from behind is what the referees are looking for. But this is now turns it on upside down, as now the Kings kind of have a 2-for-1 going. Amigo, though, now 2 consecutive missed free throws. That makes it a 2-point game with possession.
Wow, what a change of events.
Now the Kings calling a timeout. And right now, there's a big question as to if you want to stick with Manigault and Quincy Davis, or you might want to consider Byron Mullins as well for defensive reasons.
So listen, if they go,
Good for options
be in flat.
if you're King Marchand.
Okay, so listen, X1, X2, X3. So listen, in class, Q, you set it on the top guy. If it's 2-3, then you set it on this guy.
Coach Marchand smartly pointing out their zone offense, but you also got to wonder if the Braves might pull out a 3-2 zone.
Q, you flash, Amigo, throw it in, throw it right back to Amigo. If they guard you, throw it in to Kenny. Kenny, you go right back
Kings
to Amigo.
got to score on this possession
If
right
this
here.
guy goes up, then Joe's going to be right here in
They
the corner.
only have
Gonna be
2
wide
team
open.
fouls,
Try to
so
get you or you for
that
a
means
quick
they need to
one.
commit 3 to even send the Braves to the line, but at the same time, they've been opportune in jumping out for steals. They have 13 on the game, causing 19 Brave turnovers. Meanwhile, the challenge for the Braves is what kind of a attack they can go on the other way, as Beast right now is kind of the only creator on the floor for them, as the Kings have done a great job locking down Jet. Braves will have Zaitsev on the floor, and indeed it's Manigault and Quincy Davis. Just when you thought the Braves trying to change their fortunes in this head-to-head, Braves switch everything. Zaitsev on Amigo. Going right, hook pass to Q.
Wow.
He lays it in. It's a tie ball game.
What a great pass by Amigo.
Somehow finding Uncle Q down low. And with this last timeout, That will be the last full timeout of the game. Beautiful play design and great spacing by Q to slip underneath. Shades of the very first season's playoffs. Nothing that his long time ago former teammate Winston can do that close to the basket.
文成，你来发球。
Listening in on the Braves timeout.
志杰会在这边，志杰你从这边来绕啊。凯杰在这边，志杰在这边。文成，祥俊来发球，先帮志杰挡上来这边假的，接下去孟泉你要帮我挡地。那个祥俊来，那个文成啊，文成挡地，祥俊来吧，直接给地。要注意啊，接下去的时候这边会挡一个。 志杰那边下去，没有的时候听好哦，这边过去 Stagger 帮我挡他 ，Post action， 喂 ，Post action， here， 再去挡杰哥过来，杰哥过来。
Previously, Coach Aaron has been the one that Rogers turned to draw up last second plays. They love a low post split, but with Roger right now at the helm, in 19.5 seconds, they might be running something from the perimeter instead.
I'm interested to see who they give the ball to right now in this last possession.
In the fourth quarter, Chen Xiangjun is the high scorer with 9 points, followed by Zaisev with 7. The Braves are perfect 3 for 3 from 3-point range. In fact, in front of a near capacity crowd, trying to make it 3 straight wins for the Braves. They screen for Zaisev, Quincy Davis nearby. Double screen for KJ. He pulls up from 3, no good. Winston right in the spot, missing the close one. He turns around with lots of time left, drains the 2. The Kings can get their 30-second timeout, and it seems like they have. Not the most ideal offense, but now the Braves back up by 2.
Hey, veteran players make veteran plays.
It looked so odd with KJ taking that odd timed 3-pointer, but that's kind of KJ.
Right.
And the awkward-looking Winston, Ty Winston, picking his teammate up with 6 seconds left. We were kind of wondering if he was taking a rush shot.
I mean, that second shot, he was able to get his feet on the ground and take a balanced shot. So, great job by him.
Now with 6 seconds left, really, I would imagine at least half the playbook for the Kings is still open there with 5 seconds on the inbound and 6 seconds to let it fly.
Plenty of time.
On the season, the best 3-point shooters for the Kings is Venti at 47%, but he's not played much. Kyle Lee Cayenne has not been in great rhythm, but all they need is 1 shot. Winston, there you see the missed putback, which is an odd thing. Then flipping around, even when he didn't even really need to. Well, he's not that hoppy as Quincy Davis or Manigault, so.
I feel like he practices that.
He probably does. Anyways, back to the 3-point shooting. JJ, a 39% shooter, would also be a decent option as Winston is a barrel of laughs right now. It looks like he's out for the defensive position. Joseph Lin kind of stumbles, so running out of options, it's Amigo with a quick take foul by KJ. Burning about 1.5 seconds off the clock. He'll afford another foul. Although, based on the game so far, it might not be the worst, just based on this one game. 50% free throw shooting for the Kings. They blow up 1 play. Let's see what the Kings have for encore. Q, hand off to Kenny Manigault. The runner doesn't get it off, and that's the final buzzer. The Braves finally prevail. 111-109 the final.
Wow.
And a big sigh of relief for the Braves and their fans.
They did such a great job right there, tightening up on their defense.
After a very back and forth first half, it was a close game through the end. The Kings were down by as much as, I think, 10 points in the fourth quarter. But they also figured out how to lock it down defensively, and just like we say, so many different heroes stepped up to score. In fact, for the Kings, they had 11 players score points, and for the Braves, just the same, but they also had 7 players scoring in double digits. I don't know who that would be, what that might be, but it definitely, to me, seems like a record. And now, the funny thing is, it looks like all the Braves are trying to go into their locker room. Now we finally put together the post game. It's Winston's.
很开心啊，因为从领先打到被超前，要想办法，然后超前逆转这样子，但是很开心这样。
Winston saying the back and forth of the game, they're finally happy to win it in the end.
阿伯。
Asked about the storyline.
我听无，没听到，没听到。听得到，听得到。
Asked about coming off the bench only in the fourth quarter and hitting what would be the winning shot.
其实坐在场下只是多看一些比赛嘛，因为让自己融入那比赛，希望上了场就是可以对球队有帮助啊。因为毕竟我也很常这样子，从以前到现在就是希望一上场就有作用这样子。
Winston saying he absorbed from the first 3 quarters and just wanted to contribute whenever he got on the floor.
当然有啊，因为毕竟练球其实他的状况都还不错，只是说他可能少一点信心，只是说当学长就尽量鼓励他，让他信心够一点。其实他们都可以做得很好。
Now sharing that Jackie practice is really good, but might be lacking some confidence. Now asked about the missed putback and intentionally trying to get a second opportunity.
不是，我还以为我会进，结果没想到不进，我自己也都担心了一下。然后后来想办法赶快去抢球，然后想说应该没时间了，就硬投，结果没想到进了。
Winston saying he thought he was out of time. He couldn't believe he missed, and he thought he was about to run out of time, and again, couldn't believe he made it. Well, thanks to Winston for kind of dealing with some of the technical difficulties, but that's the value of having veterans who can come on the floor and make an impact right away.
I think this game especially just showed that it doesn't matter if you're playing 30 minutes a game or 2 minutes per game. If your name gets called, you go in there and make plays.
We'll go to one last commercial break before wrapping things up from Taipei.
直接火烫的手感，一起为勇士建功。那在赛前，教练有没有给你什么目标，可以跟大家分享一下？
其实也没有给我什么特别的目标，就跟我讲，可能上了场就做好平常训练该做的事情而已。对。
好，最后我想希望给大家再给曾宇掌声，好不好？就算前几场没有办法机会表现给大家看，但是他还是很认真，每一场继续都练球，而且他态度非常正向，鼓励自己。接下来我们要来先请队长跟大家打个招呼。
大家好。
怎么有点害羞？好，马上来快速问一下文成，今天感觉大家有发现你在第4节才上场，感觉应该也是教练团的安排。那在最后刚刚我们的左手边这个篮筐补进最后的2分的获胜制胜球，以及我们第1次带领勇士终于赢国王了，有没有什么心里话还是什么分享的，跟送给所有的勇士伙伴？
我也不知道该说什么啊，但我觉得还是要鼓励一下根玉啊，毕竟有根玉前面的好表现，才有后面的我，对不对？
就是有团队才有大家一起拿下了胜利。好，今天我们直接加码2位到上签名墙，来帮我签名。好的，所有现场的朋友，今天我们太开心了，所以我们也邀请到我们在前面就一起拿出好表现的文成，看看是谁来啦！我们的奇妙老爹上线了。我们的奇奇妙妙也来到场中，待会所有现场的勇士伙伴，记得拿出你的热情，告诉根玉还有我们队长文成，我们的球要送向哪里？根玉先完成了，是不是？根玉提醒你，4个面向都帮我照顾一下。
Jackie on the left, Winston on the right, 2 Braves in there for the post game, addressing the crowd and joining the fan celebration with a lot of signed basketballs for the audience, which rewarding them coming in on a work night and also coming in taking on who have been the Braves' toughest opponents on the season in the new Taipei Kings. Coming up in tomorrow's matchup is the Kaohsiung 17 Live Steelers taking on the Hsinchu Jeko Lioneers at 2:30 in Hsinchu County Stadium. And at 5 p.m., it's the Dreamers coming in on the longest road trip of the year, Kaohsiung, then Taipei. Well, Sophia, what is your final word on a crazy game that we just had?
Was it luck or was it just a matter of making great plays? Like, this game was crazy. I mean, you saw the exchange between both teams, and it was just honestly a great game to watch and commentate. So thank you for having me today, Ryan.
Well, we hope we have even more excitement and good play in tomorrow's matchup between the Dreamers and then the Braves. Today, besides free throw shooting for both teams is a little subpar. Both teams were above 40% in 3 points and above 45% in 2-point shots, and the rebounding was close. Everything was close, resulting in a great matchup. Well, on behalf of the 6 teams and our league operations and our broadcast partners, I'm Ryan Chen.
I'm Sophia Song.
We'll see you in the next one.